What's up, gang? It's your friendly neighborhood podcast host, Ill Brown.
What's good, world? It's your man Trox.
Yo, and this is your girl Candy.
And you are live and direct with the Beat the Block podcast, powered by the good folks at BeatStars. Ladies and gentlemen, today we will be switching it up and talking with the artist, which is dope in my opinion. He's from, he's from the land, like what we like to call it. You know what I'm saying? He's from Chi-Town. You know what I'm saying? He's always stayed true to his sound amongst all the industry BS and politics in this city, which is a whole entire another episode. Everybody give a warm welcome to the homie, Chicago's own Vic Spencer. What's good, family?
Yo, what's goody? Yo, what's goody? What's the deal with it, Ill? You got the juice, man. What's goody?
Hey man, we out here trying to stay off that Rona, trying not to be a goner. You know what I'm saying? Staying out the way,
Yeah,
man.
I was gonna ask, should I have a mask on? But I guess
we got the effect of social distancing going via the internet right now, so safety first, man. You know what I mean?
always.
I could dig it, man. Without further ado, man, the people want to know what's happening, man. Let's get right into it.
Yes, sir.
So
What they
first, I'll
wanna know.
start off by asking you, how have you been in spite of the Rona and the protest and everything that's been going on? 2020 has been dealing us a crazy hand of cards. So how have you been holding up?
I've been staying busy. I definitely been staying busy. I feel like if I was sitting on my ass, I probably would have been frustrated, like a lot of people I see frustrated. I don't know. I guess me being an essential worker, working with youth, that keeps me out. And I think the studio is essential as well, because I probably lose my mind if I don't have no studio time. I can't afford not to record. So I've been moving around. You know what I'm saying? Blessed to be moving around. Some people haven't been fortunate as I, losing jobs, and you just see the frustration just like a domino effect now. You know what I'm saying? And yes, 2020 has just been crazy from what the world and the deaths, and yeah, it's just like the beginning of a new decade. It's just like, whoa, like one of the worst ever. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's a juggle, but I'm a Libra, so I balance it well.
Word, you a Libra too? I'm a Libra too.
That's what I'm talking about,
Yes.
Libra
That's
gang.
right, Libra gang. That's what's up. Well, yeah, I mean, a lot of people have been channeling their energy through music, staying busy. I think for creatives, it kind of has been good for us not being able to actually be out for real, for real. We can actually stay in and kind of lock in and get more work done than we normally would have.
Yeah.
So that's perfect. Well, I'm going to kick it off. We're going to start. Tell me about your childhood. I know that this isn't the happiest place to start, but you ended up going through group homes and foster care that actually led you into music. Can you tell us
hmm
about those times and how you were able to get into music from that experience?
Uh, I started entering the group homes 8th grade. That was maybe 94, 95, 94, 95. Yeah, 8th grade, 95. So when I first went, I was always into basketball. I was hooping crazy. You know what I'm saying? I was almost thinking that I was gonna go to the league type. You know what I'm saying? And I started hitting these group homes, and basically just being in the DCFS ward of the system, being a ward of the state, because my mom and dad was neglectful use of drugs. I was outside at in like late hours, 2, 4 in the morning on my big wheel, knowing I wasn't supposed to, stuff like that. And that's how the group homes and foster care ended up happening. So, all my dreams and aspirations of being a basketball player was taken away from me because of that. So instead of me beating myself up or beating anybody else up, I was like, well, maybe I go to my second thing that I like to do, which is rap. You know what I'm saying? So I, would be on these restrictions at group homes and stuff like that. And I just was like, man, I'm just gonna go full throttle with the works. And that was around the time Red Man's Tonight's the Night came out. I think that's when I first decided to pick up a pen at that moment right there. You know what I'm saying? Red Man Tonight's the Night did that. Red Man's Tonight's the Night. Um, uh, Boogie Monsters, Recognize Thresholds of Negative Stress. Nas, It Ain't Hard to Tell. All that, man. During that year was kind of like a crazy, you know what I'm saying? It's like, man, okay, I like rap. I'm gonna get to it. But I didn't really get to it like I was supposed to because I was too busy trying to survive. But then when they like completely stripped me away from this, I was supposed to go to this Alonzo Mourning basketball camp back in '96, and it got taken away from me. So I was like, man, I need to instead of channeling the frustration on staff members and terrorizing the group home, I just went to the table and started penning my bars and sharpening my blade and going crazy on that. So I tried to turn around some negativity that was happening at that time, and I used it as a positive. You know what I'm saying? So I made it happen. That's how I really got my claim to fame in the music. That's when I really started doing music.
Man, that's what's up. That's incredible. I mean, to be in that situation at a young age, would you say that music pretty much like saved you? It kind of,
Yeah, absolutely. It definitely saved me because I could have been. I watched a lot of my homies passed away or in jail. You know what I'm saying? Because they didn't do what they real calling was. They wanted to fad. Like group home was just like the streets, you know what I'm saying? It was minds in that selling drugs, it was minds in that gang banging, all types of shit. It's like the streets in a little in a facility. It's the streets in the facility. You know what I'm saying? So I was around it still, and I've seen some come and go, and I also been in a position where I was able to lead. You know what I'm saying? Here I am, a hip hop head, music head. I went to shop up in Tony Sports just like everybody else did in the '90s, and you know what I'm saying. I was going home. I was going to a group home where it was a lot of what's going on in the streets happening there, but at the same time, I was able to develop a leadership that the guys that was in the group home was kind of like following whatever I was doing. You know what I'm saying? I was
right.
recording on the karaoke machine like I was in the studio. I had no access to no studios or nothing. So I could just like if I can go and reflect back, like I can't imagine how much I can't. Hold on, honey. I can't imagine uh, how much I would have like had to really endure if I would have like stayed in the loop with uh with what I was doing, because I really didn't know what I was doing. All I know is I was just recording in the room and all that. But then I started seeing all my peers do, you know what I'm saying? These same cats that was, you know what I'm saying, in the streets. So people looked at me like I was a leader, like I was a social genius. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't know what that shit meant back then. I ain't gonna even lie. But you know what I'm saying? But that's what I was on. And once I feel like, man, as a person, once I got my wheels hooked on or on some specific road, I'm gonna drive down to the fullest.
Facts. You really turned lemons into lemonades, making music, especially being in a group home and dealing with all that pressure and anxiety and going through everything. You toured group homes too. Like, how did you even
Yeah.
transition into that?
So like I was saying with the leadership role, I was basically given the opportunity to create an album that spoke on my life being in the system. And I know that affects a lot of young people across the country, and those people did too. So when they saw that leadership develop, we started scouting talent throughout the group home, trying to figure out how we gonna formulate a group so we could, do the touring and all of that stuff. So we started with like, I want to say like 20 people. You know what
Wow.
I'm saying?
Wow.
Crazy. 20 people that was gonna be on this album. You know what I'm saying? And you found out who the ones that's serious, who's the ones not serious, you know what I'm saying? And then it boiled down to 4, you know what I'm saying? And I remember we were all like hungry because we never had like real access to the studio. We never had like we ain't had nothing, you know what I'm saying? All we had was the idea of doing it. So once we got access to the studio and, you know, disc makers did our whole album layout and all that shit, it was professional as hell. It was super professional. And we started to go out and tour different group homes and different foster care forums and stuff like that. I remember going to Connecticut, the UConn. You know what I'm saying? We performed not in the stadium, but like they had like some entertainment building where they would host different things. And this time it was a foster care. It was like some type of foster care alumni anniversary or something like that. And it's just a room of foster parents, a whole room of like people that's adopted kids, people that's interested, people that's doing it all. Like in this room, you know what I'm saying? Easy. And with the entertainment piece, like anytime like the DCFS system would have something, no matter where it was at, we was in Sacramento, we went to DC, we traveled, you know what I'm
That's
saying?
crazy.
Off this album, like off this group home album, we really traveled, like, you know what I'm saying? We really got our feet wet with, you know what I'm saying, performing and all that. I think that was what really developed Vic Spencer and as a solo artist, you know what I'm saying? Because I knew that I wasn't gonna be able to teach 17-year-old group home kids when I turned 40. I know that I wasn't gonna be able to do that. It wasn't gonna be, you know, the generational cloak is a lot different now, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, we made the best of what we could at that time, and it was beautiful, you know what I'm saying? We made an impact. And I feel like when I go to these group homes or anything in that sort, it's sort of like I'm a star or something because I really was a success story. I really did it. I made it.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. I mean, a lot of people in positions like there were periods of time in my childhood where stuff wasn't pretty too. So I kind of understand um, an aspect of that, and I think is pretty amazing that you were able to get exposure and experience, even though going through that it's almost like a paradox. Like this is
Yeah.
my life, but I'm able to travel and influence other people that are in the same position um, and that are going through the same situation that I'm going through. So
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
that
because
that's
man, you would be surprised how many people didn't believe that I lived in the group home. I mean, I carried myself like I was a regular person, but I carried myself, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't doing nothing different from what nobody, I was doing the same thing everybody else was doing. I had the same clothes. I was wearing iceberg in the 90s. I was out, I was doing the most, you know what I'm saying?
right.
I, I done it, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like when my homies was like, man, Joe, how the hell you get in the group home? It was more like they looked at it like, damn, was you a bad person? So for them to see I make lemonade out of the lemons, man, it was like, man, they wanted to be around more. And I think that's what happened with the group home, with my whole group home experience and the whole music experience as well. People seen it from the outside looking in, like, damn, like Vic really take this shit serious and he ain't even in no studio. You know what I'm saying? Let's put him in the studio, see how he take that, you know, and it happened to work out for me.
Exactly. So for the listeners, especially now today, I mean, there are so many youth that are in similar situations and they think that their dreams are completely not attainable
Mm-hmm,
because of their situations that didn't have nothing to do with them,
mm-hmm.
given growing up with the family issues or money or whatever it may be. What advice would you give someone that has these big dreams and aspirations, and how would they get through it
I,
with music like you did?
I just asked a question, like, do you want it? Like, what do you want? You know what I'm saying? I feel like certain people work well with people once they know where they at in life or where they want to go. You know what I'm saying? And if I know somebody that used to be in a situation as me, if I know where they want to go, I'm obliged to be a vehicle to that. You know what I'm saying? I supposed to, at least wing them on to something. Or if you really want it, you know what I'm saying, you already be fishing towards it. No matter if it's small, something obtainable. You know what I'm saying? If you fishing for it, then it works. You know what I'm saying? I don't see kids right now in the group home with a karaoke machine. All they
Mhm.
thinking about is, man, put me in the studio, put me in the studio, put me in the studio. I got it, man. I got it. No, it's more than that. You know what I'm saying? It's more than that. And I feel like I realized I had to realize that from doing those karaoke and all that. Cause I used to be like, man, if we can't one take it, then we ain't gonna make it. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no choice. You ain't got no choice when you recording on the cassette tape and you got a
Right.
freestyle, freestyle and you got an instrumental going. Ain't no do-overs and dubs and whatnot. You one take and we out here. You know what I'm saying? That was what the practice was. That was the sharpening blade. But if you ain't got past that phase, then you know what I'm saying, do you really want it? You know what I'm saying? And I would say to them also to work with yourself, work on yourself too, because it's so much going on in the world right now. Kids ain't thinking about that. They thinking about surviving. You know what I'm saying? So I think that my generation, and how I grew up is definitely a lot different. But the only thing that I can instill is what I did. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm the product of the environment. So all I can do is really, hey, I did this, I did this, I did this. Maybe you should do the same thing, because you know what I'm saying? Maybe it might not work out for them, maybe it will. But if you don't try, if you don't know what you're doing, then you know what I'm saying, it's pointless. So I would just say, what you doing? I just ask a question, like what is it that you want? What are you doing for it?
I agree.
Indeed. Indeed. They gotta just get out of their comfort zone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Just at least
yeah,
try, man. You
yeah,
don't grow. You don't grow if you stay in that comfort zone.
yeah. Nobody gave me nothing. I didn't. I was doing this on my own. I think that's a lot of opportunities come from, Trox. I think that if people see you doing shit on your own, then it's like, oh man, let me help them, let me push them real quick, let me just tap them on the shoulder. That'll push them like 80 feet farther. You know what I'm saying? So
Indeed.
I think that just comes with anything. Like, man, if you already got your mind on something and somebody just gives you that push, they really gave you that push because shit, they seen that that's all you needed. You was hungry already. And it's so much easier to help that way. You know what I'm saying? You be pulling teeth if you trying to, you know what I'm saying, a kid rapping, he ain't never spit not one bar ever in his life, pulling teeth.
And then he
He
and
got
then
to
he
get
got
his feet wet. He got to go out like a lion, like a baby lion, man. You got to go get your first. You got to go get your first meal. You know what I'm saying?
indeed. Indeed, man. If the cats aren't gonna help you if you're not willing to help yourself.
That is facts. That is big facts.
No doubt, no doubt. So, being that we're both essential workers, uh,
Hmm.
we also do music and we're also family men.
Yep, that's right.
How do you balance that?
Man, gee. How do you like this shit? You don't. You Something's always gonna get the most of the time. I feel like all of it, it has to get done. You know what I'm saying? You got to go to work. You got to take care of your family. You know what I'm saying? In order for me to stay sane, I have to do music. If I'm not sane, then I can't take care of nobody. You know what I'm saying? So it's like all of it is tied into each other. So it's like you got to do this shit, Trots. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
got to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, as an adult, it's all adulting. You know what I'm saying? So you definitely got to balance it out, because you know what I'm saying, wifey will get on my ass if I spend too much time on the music and I'm not at the crib with the kids and her. You know what I'm saying? So you got to deal with that. And then if you spend too much time not doing your job, it's gonna show that you lacking. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Kids gonna be looking at you crazy. So me working with youth, I always have to keep my word. I always have to be on it, because it's kids being teenagers now, it's kind of like in a sensitive role. So I feel like, man, as adults, you just got to do what you got to do. And if all of it is make memes and making you a better person, then shit, you got to go for it, yo. Word.
Indeed. Like, so how do you like compartmentalize that time? Like your output has been crazy over the last 5 years, and you've been doing all this shit. You've been doing all this other shit too. Like, how do you
Yeah.
find the time?
Shit, just get up and do that shit. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm not supposed to, you're not supposed to, like, you got all, like, family, all that. You ain't supposed to be thinking like that. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to think about others for you. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like that shit got to get done. If I don't be a leader and do it, then it's not going to get done. You know what I'm saying? If I don't go to the studio, then I'm not going to get done recorded. So, I used to, I reversed a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? I used to be in the studio, or I used to sleep in the studio. You know what I'm saying? That used to be my thing, sleeping in the studio. I can record, wake up and record, wake up and record, cool. And then go to work the next day, cool. You know what I'm saying? And it was like a routine. But, settled down, had 2 kids, got a wife, you know what I'm saying? I can't do that no more. So now I go to the studio every Sunday, you know what I'm saying? 4 hours, you know what I'm saying? So that's doing music for 4 hours for the past 10 years. I've been able to accumulate a lot of, you know what I'm saying? Accumulate a lot of tunes. So I just feel like, man, if I dedicate those 4 hours, I feel like I've, you know what I'm saying, spent the week worth. You know what I mean? So I just do it. Just go ahead and do it, man. But to answer your question, man, shit, studio get only 4 hours. You know what I'm saying? But you never know. Like a situation come up where I need to go in the studio in the middle of the week. You know what I'm saying? It has to get done. You know what I'm saying? It's bringing food on the table, so it has to get done. It's sort of like work. It gets treated like work after a while. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Yeah, I just do it. I just do it, Trox. You know what I'm saying? I know
Get it
I
done.
know you gotta feel like how do you give this much time to this? Then you gotta work. I just do it, man. I work it out. You know what I'm saying? I
I
work
just
it out. I got a kid right now on the phone telling me, like, man, yo, I need my state ID. And I'm gonna take him too. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna
there you
take him
go.
too. So you know what I'm saying? I'm doing the interview. You just gotta do it. You just gotta, you just do it.
Most definitely, man. That's the energy you gotta have.
Yeah, yeah. That's with anything. Just got to get up and do it, man. Feel like if you the only person that can get it done, then you just got to put the action behind it and get it done.
Amen.
That's word. That's word, man. I'm gonna throw a bar out there before I ask this next question. The
Mm.
cost of victory is the coldest shit to drop ever. I can name 100 rappers that's not better. You know what I'm saying? That's that's
Uh
that's that's one of your bars.
huh.
but
I almost forgot too.
yeah, let's talk about that though, man. Let's talk about the
Hmm.
cost of victory. That album, man, which is extremely dope, is in heavy rotation, stays in heavy rotation in
Hmm.
my
Hmm.
playlist and all of that. I
Right.
know that project actually ultimately became a breakthrough for you, man. Let's talk about that breakthrough moment a little bit. Let's touch on that.
I feel like at the time I was making music, I probably was at the top of my game at creating, and art and all of that. But what I wanted to challenge myself is how do I defeat? That was my first approach of how do I defeat my last project? You know what I'm saying? That was my first time having that approach when I was creating the cost of victory. And you know what I'm saying? And I feel like at that time, man, I was still like a local guy. I still didn't have like the big cosigns. I didn't have like I was over 30. I thought it was over with for me, really. You know what I'm saying? But I still had the hunger to go to the studio and record, and people still were sending me beats. I had the likes of Tony Baines sending me beats. I had you know what I'm saying, I had Prime Meridian. I was working with Black Spade and Prime Meridian at the time. Like I was around people that that could have been some sort of inspiration. So I just kind of like sat back and observed and was creating songs in that matter. And every song. And I felt like I wanted to be the driver, the guy in the back seat, the sounds in the trunk. I wanted to be everything. You know what I'm saying? I
Word,
wanted to
word.
I wanted to sequence the album. I wanted to do what the artwork to be. Everything about it was pure Vic Spencer. And I think that's what made it so dope. Like, you know what I mean? I went on the top of roof. The artwork was drawn on a canvas, and I got the canvas right here, by the way. You know what I
What's
mean?
up?
Oh
Big
What's up?
shit.
And
The
they took a
original
picture
canvas.
of this. Yeah, they took a picture of this, and that was the artwork. But me laying down, I was laying down on the rooftop at UIC downtown. It's nothing but rocks up there. I was laying on those rocks, and I took this exact picture. You know what I'm saying? And I
Yes, sir.
told the artist, who was my homie, Word, man, shouts to Word, man. I
Yes,
told
sir.
him, like, yo, I want it to look like I defeated some demons. You know what I'm saying? Like I defeated my demons. You know what I'm saying? So I like everything about the entire album, the experience was all pure Vic Spencer, 100%. And I think that's why it worked out so well. You know what I mean? And then I had my idol on it. Sean Price had one of my greatest idols on it. You know what I'm saying? When I found out that he liked my music, I took a trip to New York. You know what I'm saying? And the only thing I went with was Dr. Mind Bend the Beats. And I was determined to be in the studio with Sean Price. And I let him hear what I had recorded for the album. He played Dead Stock like 7-8 times in the kitchen with Mark Rim, man. I'll never forget that, man. Like I'm sitting in that man kitchen, like, hey, Joe, I'm in Sean Price kitchen, Joe. He listening to Dead Stock. Gee, this shit is crazy. Like
That's dope.
that's crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? This is before the album was even out. You know what I mean? We went and recorded Jungle Gym. And that shit was epic, man. Like, you know what I mean? Everything about that album is epic. Like, Sean Price wanted to remix that album at one point. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to be on, the last thing Sean Price asked from me, he was like, man, yo, I'm about to like remix all my friends, all my homies, some of their songs and shit. And he wanted Lumber in the Condo beat. That's the beat that he wanted. And it was crazy because that's one of the first beats that I produced, that I arranged and looped up, put together. So I was like, dang, my Sean Price like my sound too. That shit cold. You know what I'm saying? That was
Yeah.
right before he passed. Like that was one of the things that he wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? I sent them the instrumental. I don't even know if he rapped over it or not. But I was happy to see him call my phone. It was like, yo, who did that Lumber in the Condo video? I mean, beat. I was like, I did that shit. He's like, word? I'm like, yeah, man. He's like, you crazy. I was like, man, I sampled some Bilal. He was like, what? Like, man, this shit is crazy. I need that. You know, that was like one of the last few conversations I had with Sean Price.
No
And
doubt, man.
that's beautiful, man. And it came, and that album was ranked, what was it ranked? 19 out of 40
Yeah.
that year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you got to
I
think
remember.
about that year. That's the year that Mick Jenkins tried to shit on me. You know what I'm saying? 2015 was a real rough year for Vic Spencer in the
2015,
Chicago
man.
scene. So it was like a smack in the face to the Chicago scene, because, you know what I'm saying, the album came out in January, late January, and in December, all of these accolades that came out. I think the Cost of Victory had like what was it, 7.3 on the Pitchfork reviews.
Yes,
You
sir.
know what I'm saying? I think that album got the most accolades. Like I don't even get those kind of reviews right now. I feel like I'm a lot better. You know what I'm saying? But I don't get those kind of reviews right now. You know what I'm saying? But that album got all the accolades that a rapper will want. You know what I'm saying? It got ranked. I ain't have no PR or none of that shit. So just to see how my mindset worked, I sequenced the art, everything, did everything. Went to New York and met my idol, everything. You know what I'm saying? He's on there. I got Illa G on there. You know what I'm saying? I got
Yes,
the
sir.
Legends Prime Meridian on there. Like, you know what I'm saying? From the crib. You feel me? So it's like
All day.
all of that stuff put together. You know what I mean? It just, you know, it feels like a debut, although it wasn't. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
But it was one of the biggest. It's the biggest of my career right now.
No doubt. It is one of those things too, man. When it's crazy, like when you chef everything. I like to say, you know what I mean, where
Mm-hmm.
you're in total control, man. It's a different attachment you have to that work, and you know what I'm saying. The universe kind of grants you extra special treatment when you put that much into it, man. It's like a reward. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? So yeah,
yeah.
it's definitely one of my favorite bodies of work
I
of
was
yours, man.
Thank you, appreciate it. I was reading something that Kobe Bryant had wrote a while back about attacking the obsession. You know what I'm saying? If you
Indeed.
obsessed with it, you know what I mean? You don't give a fuck about what somebody else think about it. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna keep attacking it till you get what you want. And I think that's what that was my approach with the cost of victory. You know, and from here on out, because I still be thinking like, how the fuck can I top beautiful piece of shit? You know what I'm saying? How could I top all the Simpsons, the shit me and Trox got? You know what I'm saying? All the Simpsons.
Yes,
You know what I
sir.
mean? I be trying to think of shit like that. I be trying to like, man, how could I beat this? How could I go about, you know what I mean? And it's like shit. If I started paying attention to me getting blog looks after the cost of victory, I would be highly discouraged right now. You know what I'm saying? Highly, because hey man, you don't see me on no platforms. You don't see me on those platforms. You know what I'm saying? I still think it's a blackball situation. Like it's a lot of different discouragements, but I've always persevered through all of that. You know what I'm saying? Just believing in the music that I create. I love it. I love it like I don't do it. You know what I'm saying? I love it like it ain't me spitting that shit. You feel me?
No doubt, man. You know, I feel like we got a similar story, man, with you know, being in Chicago and being able to accomplish things, you know, without the support system and,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
of the industry that's in
Yeah.
place here, what little industry we do have in place here. Let's talk about that, man. Like, you know,
Yeah.
it's a very polarizing topic, but you know what I mean. You know, I personally know, like, hey, man, a lot of people go out of their way to hate on a cat like, you know, Il Brown, a cat like Vic Spencer, but they, you know,
Mm-hmm.
nobody really helped us. You know what I'm saying? So I
Yeah.
remember, and I'm gonna go ahead and throw this out there. I remember being on Twitter when Sean Price was like, "Yo, Vic Spencer is the best rapper in Chicago," and I was like, just going through my head, like, I can't really say fam is wrong. You know what I'm saying? So I remember jumping on the status like, hey, Vic putting in work, man. Throw out some names
Mm-hmm.
is better. And a lot of Chicago rappers felt a way about that. Let's talk
Yeah.
about that a little bit, man, because I remember seeing that shit with my own eyes
I do
and being
too.
like, yo, I really can't dispute that. You know what I'm saying? But it was a lot of people that was trying to dispute it. And it was the irony is that a lot of them ain't doing shit right now. But I want you to touch on that though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, man, we could be hunted about that. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
let's do that.
I remember when I saw the tweet myself, and I was doing laundry. That shit's crazy. I was doing laundry. I'm like, whoa, shit. And then Sean Price called me. He's like, yo, you cool with Hustle Simmons? I said, yeah, I'm cool with Hustle Simmons. Yeah, he cool. You know what I'm saying? He like, yeah, man. You know, I only fuck with him because he be wearing a lot of dope sneakers, man. I think he a cool cat too, but he be wearing sneakers. That's what drew me to liking him. You know what I'm saying? But
Word.
he's like, do he, why he don't never look out for you? I'm like, man, shit, you ask that nigga that shit. You know what I'm saying? You ask him that. You know what I mean? If you feel like Hustle Simmons got any kind of leeway, then why don't you, you know what I'm saying? Why don't you ask him that shit? And then I seen him at Hustle Simmons. He added a Hustle Simmons. It was like, sir, Vic Spencer is the rawest rapper in Illinois. And you can see all the
Yep.
fumbling. You can see all the fumbling, mumbling, jumbling going on through the comments after that. Like you can
Oh
just see
man.
it. Yeah, man, I believed in Vic a long time ago. Woo, 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 woo. But Hustle Simmons ain't did shit for my career. That's the fact. You know what I'm saying? Shouts to Hustle Simmons, but man, that mug ain't did. You could think, man, that mug was one of the tastemakers. You know what
Oh
I'm
yeah.
saying?
I could merch
He
that.
was. I feel like Hustle Simmons was was the reason me and Suleiman started doing albums. You know what I'm saying? Because he was in his car, they was listening to some beats, and I was just freestyling right next to Hustle Simmons' car and Sully rapping too. That was the beginning of me and Sully's forte. Like,
Yes,
but
sir.
you know, Hustle Simmons had all these accolades. He ain't throw not one dart our way. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't care about that. That's not even the the icebreaker of the blackballing and the hating and all that. Like, I feel like, man, when I said I was the greatest rap, even when I said I was the best rapper in Chicago, a lot of my peers, i.e. Chance the Rapper, i.e. Vic Mensa, Leather Corduroys. These are boys that I was picking up from their cribs, taking them to my studio sessions, putting them on songs when nobody gave a fuck about them niggas. You know what I'm saying? Not one, nobody gave a fuck about Chance. Y'all hear me? Nobody.
Oh,
You feel me? And
I can
man,
merch it. I can
that
merch it.
man smoked up my cigarettes, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? My studio time, all that shit was done on my time. You know what I'm saying? And you don't see none of them when you look up any history on those guys. You know what I'm saying? Vic Spencer is excluded because it's a blackballed situation, man. I look like food on plate to them. You know what I'm saying? They not gonna big up nobody that look like food, that look delicious. They trying to get down. They ain't trying to say a word. You know what I mean? So me, I'm not afraid of competition. I'm not afraid of giving people props who who
Who
actually
deserve it?
deserves it. You know,
Yep.
I don't feel like it'll hinder my artistry. You know what I mean?
No
But a lot of
doubt.
people are insecure of their artistry. I'm not. I'm very secure. I'm very confident in what I create, and I believe in that shit. So it's like I supposed to say I'm the best rapper. What I'm supposed to say? I'm the second best rapper? Nah,
Yeah,
hell
it
no,
don't
they
even
don't
make
sound.
sense.
They don't
If you're
sound
not
good at
first, you're
all.
last.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't
That's Dr.
sign up for that. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? We don't
we ain't
sign
sign
up
up
to
for
say
that.
that.
We don't do those on these times. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, man, I feel like, man, my peers supposed to have that same kind of energy for themselves. I wasn't
Mm-hmm.
trying to shit on them saying, I wasn't trying to shit on no Chicago rapper saying I'm the best rapper in Chicago. But we in a competitive city, it's like, man, you know what I'm saying? You can't say that. But I'm gonna break rules. I'm gonna break barriers. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna break the ice. I'm that kind of guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm that kind of rapper. You know, I'm gonna break the ice. I'm not doing the norm. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, I might do a hook on the song. I might not. I might just rap the whole fucking the hook part too. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no rules. You know what I'm saying? And people learn to accept that of who I am. But I started to believe back in like when Chance and them started to come up, it was like the year of the managers. You know what I'm saying? The year of the quote unquote manager. You know what I'm saying? Like these managers was like tastemakers and gatekeepers, and they will only be attracting young artists. You know what I'm saying? Here in my mid-20s when all of this is going on, going pushing 30, and everybody's getting, I feel like I'm getting overlooked because all of these guys that I was coming to pick up at their cribs and they smoking up my weed and my cigarettes and all that, they getting the looks. So everybody like, damn, Vic, where your looks at? You know what I'm saying? And here I am. Should have been like, hey man, I put y'all on. Why y'all ain't gonna do the same? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it didn't happen. So I just rebelled from the scene, from the Chicago scene. I just rebelled. Like, fuck y'all. You know what I'm saying? I can do it without y'all. You feel me? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, no question, no question. Like that was actually around the time I left and went to California because I had got tired of the same things. You know what I'm saying? Like it was getting to the point where cats was sharing my content and my work on their platforms, boosting their numbers, and then they would take it down when I got wind of it. And I was just
Mm.
like, yo, as you would say, bro, that's cock buffing behavior, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah, let me get back. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I mean, literally, I would like hop on Twitter. You know, I'm in and out on Twitter, so I would hop on Twitter real quick and be like, "Yo, appreciate the share, whatever, man. Let's build, let's do some more." And then I would see the content come down, and just be like, "What is that all about?" You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the most counterproductive shit I've ever been a part of. You know what I'm saying? And I've witnessed cats do it to artists like yourself on a just almost a daily basis. But I would be like pulling up to events and stuff and talking directly to these people. I mean, for those who haven't seen Neil Brown in person, I kind of don't look like the type of person that you'll try to swing on. You know what I'm saying? So I would pull up and be like, yo, like, let's build, man. Like, what's up? What's with all this weirdo stuff? You know what I'm saying? Like, we have a lot of dope artists, a lot of dope producers, a lot of dope tastemakers. We all should be throwing each other alley oops. You know what I mean? Period. And like being one of the, I mean, not one of them, the only rep from Team Backpack in the city at the time, I was like, man, I'm gonna put my people from the city on and not show no favoritism. Like if you got something dope, I'm putting it on there. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people didn't even know Chicago had it like that, man. So I was just pro anything that was anti-establishment as far as the tastemakers and the gatekeepers going, man. I want to kill all gatekeeper culture, man. So, you know what I mean? And around that time, bro, that's what I'm gonna piggyback to my next question. Around that time, you know what I'm saying? Let's talk about the sound that you developed because everybody was, you know what I'm saying, making music for Doritos commercials and all of that. And you know what I'm saying? You stuck to your own sound, man. Like, you know, let the listeners know how staying true to your sound, true to your sound could bear fruit, man, as far as being an artist. You know what I'm saying?
So, Vic, we have a lot of producers on this platform. Of course, it's BeatStars.
Uh-huh.
Everybody's a superstar.
Uh-huh.
I'm curious to how you think producers should look for artists to work with nowadays. Like looking back, I know growing up in Chicago, I'm from Detroit, but I've been living in Chicago for about 10 years. But being from the D, it's kind of hard. It's really cliquish. Trying to find your audience and finding your producers that really rock with you. How would you say producers should have the approach of finding artists to work with today?
Um, I think they should study the artist's work first. Study it like to the T. And then second, I just follow them on social media. You know what I'm saying? I feel like when a producer reach out to me and I don't know who they are or whatever, they usually just DM me and was like, yo, I've been listening to your shit. That'd be the first one. Yo, I be listening to your shit. I want to send you something. What's the email? You know what I'm saying? Then if the rapper's not an asshole, then get his email. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's not soliciting at that point. Soliciting is when the only thing that I'm annoyed by something like that is when they solicit, like somebody is send music, and then when you pick the music, oh yeah, I charge for this. Man, you the one
Reached
hopped in
out to
my
me,
DMs, man. I
right?
ain't hopping your DMs. I see if I was soliciting bars, then I'd be accepting to that. I'm not a solicitor out here hopping in rappers' DMs and producers' DMs like, man, I'll do this verse for you and this and that. I ain't doing that. So I would want that same kind of respect. Or you know what I'm saying, if a producer send me something, that I'm not saying that they not supposed to get paid for their music or whatsoever, but that's not the way to do it. You got to network with people around. Like, I don't think people is fond of giving other people money on the internet. You know what I'm saying? I'm an old school guy. That's at least that's my take. You know what I'm saying? But for younger guys, that younger producers or producers that want to get their music onto rappers, they just gotta listen to their ass. Let's go listen to the rappers that you fuck with or you want on your music. Go listen to it. Go ask them for acapellas and send them and like, man, or be like, yo, let me get an acapella of your music. I want to put a beat on it. Maybe you'll like it that way. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to give yourself room uh for better opportunity. Because if you can do that, then they'll be like, oh man, you can remix this whole album for me then. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta open. I feel like producers has to be more open-minded about just sending an artist, a rapper, a beat. It's not just that. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
you gotta take into consideration that the artist took time to listen to that shit. You know what I'm saying? The artist wrote to that shit. That's man hours. Recorded that shit. That's real man time, man hours. You know what I'm saying? I remember prime example. It's a guy named .org. He this is recently. I don't even know where he's from. That's how recent the shit is. He sent me a link to him remixing a lot of Biggie songs, Biggie acapella on it. And he had this raw ass beat on for One More Chance, Biggie One More Chance. And I was like, dog, if I had that beat, bro, I would body that shit. He's like, it's all yours, it's all yours. But that's all that he needed to get my
Mm.
attention. He didn't have to send me no beats. You know what I'm saying? He just was like, man, yo, is, if you fuck with Biggie, man, listen to this shit. You know what I'm saying? And I listened to that shit. I'm like, man, this shit sound groovy to the motherfucker. And dude sent me the beat, and I bodied the beat, sent it back to him. He's so excited. He's like, man, let me put the song up. I'm like, hold on, man, this shit might go on my album, man. It might be a greater opportunity. You know what I'm saying? So,
Indeed.
Patience, and just think outside of the norm of just thinking about it, just sending an artist a beat. You know what I'm saying? I like I'm a music head. I would rather sit and listen to millions of beats just because. That's what type of guy I am. I sit down and listen to some beats. I love it. You know what I mean? But the way it has to hit, it has to hit me. You know what I'm saying? If I give you an opportunity, at least study my shit. You know what I'm saying? Study my work. You know what I'm saying? Send me something that you think that I'll rap on, not something that you hear me on. You know what I'm saying? Think of something that like, oh shit, yeah, this got fake written all over. It's some guys that can do that right now and send me fire. I think that's how I be coming out with the most fire, or got the best ear for beats, because people actually listen when I say, hey, you know what I'm saying? You have to tap into my catalog, to my hood. You have to study. You know what I'm saying? And I think I come out with the best results, and they do too, because we build a relationship and it goes on and on.
Facts.
No doubt. I'll tell the story about how we got linked up. It was actually through a mutual friend. Shout out to GQ, Chicago's finest.
GQ the teacher.
Yes, sir.
Fucking body.
Yes. Yeah, he knows everybody. GQ could. That's a real dot connector right there, man. We need to give him his flowers while he's here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Got to.
Mayor.
You know what I'm saying? That's my man.
That's a must.
He's the real mayor. He's
Definitely the real mayor. Yeah.
Real mayor of Chicago right there, man. But yo, like, he put us in a group text.
Yeah.
He's like, yo, Trox, this is Vic Spencer. I'm like, of course, I'm familiar, man. So I got a folder ready that same day, send it to him.
And what I do the next day,
you body some shit.
Exactly. That's exactly
Auto
how
from
it
the
go
Simpsons.
down. That's how it go down over in the Vic Spencerville. Like, I'm big on turnaround. You know what I'm saying? I'm big on that. And if it smacks me, then I'm gonna give it the best shits possible. You know what I'm saying? That's just my calling, man. But you sent a beat pack through, and it was like two of them that I was fucking with tough, and I was like, man, I don't know which one I'm gonna do. And I remember hitting Trox like, you know what? Now I'm gonna change my mind. I'm gonna do this one. You know what I'm saying? And then I ended up doing the other one. And he's like, oh shit, there. I sent it back in the group chat just so GQ can see how accurate the turnaround was. And he's like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? God damn, you know what I'm saying? So it's like me impressing my friends, you know what I'm saying? I like to do that, you know what I mean? I was trying to boast Trox that I can do this shit, you know what I'm saying? I was trying to show you I could do this shit.
Hey, man. That's all. Hey. We got more we have more work to do. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean?
That's mandatory, Trox.
No doubt. So you've talked about drowning yourself in your passion to keep yourself in a good headspace. Can you explain that?
Man, yo, just imagine being in the situations that I've been in, and not having, I'm like, man, I numb myself from family. I numb myself from the situations that I was going through, and just drowned myself in my work. I feel like, man, nobody in the world has time to do that. I mean, I feel like in my situation, I don't feel like I had the time to do that, but I don't know. I just did that shit. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I numbed everything. Like, sometimes I feel like I haven't dealt with the fact that I was a DCFS ward of the state, or I lived in a group home. Like, I've not really dealt with, like, damn, nigga, I just went through that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I really did, because I was so focused. Man, I love music that much. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I went from collecting toys to collecting basketball cards to collecting music. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like each one of those subjects, I went hard in. Like, I had all the G.I. Joes. You know what I'm saying? I had all the Ninja Turtles. You know what I'm saying? I was big on all that shit. All that shit. Then when I got when I started collecting basketball cards, I had all of the Chris Webber cards. That was my man. I had all of the Jordan cards. I had Bucks. I had Beckett, Price Price magazines. You know what I'm saying? I
Mm-hmm.
was going hard on that shit. Then I started collecting CDs. I remember copying my first CD, which was the "Don't Be a Minute" soundtrack,
Ah.
or I think it was "Don't Be a Minute" soundtrack, or the Cell Block. It was a Cell Block compilation that Richie Rich, like West Coast shit. I was a West Coast listener. You know what I'm saying? In
Yep.
the '90s. You know what I mean? Midwest shit too, cause I was Top Authority. You know what I'm saying? And after from that, yeah, I just started collecting music crazy. You know what I'm saying? Now I collect music and sneakers crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I just go. I guess I just like I don't want to be dead. All that shit is bad, man. All that shit is toxic. All that shit I went through was bad for me, man. So I feel like, man, the good for me was to find things that make me happy and fucking capitalize off of, make an opportunity out of it. I feel like, man, that's what I had to do, man, to stay sane, man, or I'd have been dead or gone or in jail, Joe. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like me drowning myself in the music, I felt like that was my only options. You know what I'm saying? That made sense. That I knew that I could do. You know what I mean? Some people just do what they can't do just because they can try to do it and it don't work out. But it always works out when you know what you want to do and you go and do it. You know what I'm saying? Always works out. You know what I'm saying?
Indeed. Indeed. I know you have some hilarious rap life stories, so just tell me one.
Rap life alert.
Oh, like on like what you got to give me? You got to be specific with that. Like
I
like
heard you was
crazy
eating weed
funny
brownies with
or
Heltah Skeltah.
crazy wild or you know what I'm saying?
What's up with the weed brownies with Heltah Skeltah? I love some weed
Yeah,
brownies.
man. Yeah, man. We I was while I was out recording with Sean Price in New York, I was out there for a whole weekend and my boy Anthony Mace, shout out to fucking Anthony. You know what I mean? He invited us to his crib to watch the Mayweather and Pacquiao fight.
Mm.
What was that, 2014, I think? Yeah, I believe. Yeah. And shit, we was at his crib and Ruck and Rock from Heltah Skeltah, you know what I'm saying? They was there. You know what I'm saying? Sean Price's wife was there. You know what I'm saying? Rim was there. You know what I mean? We in there chilling and eating weed brownies. And I just went and looked around the room and was like, I'm really eating weed brownies with Heltah Skeltah right now?
How many did you eat?
3. I was out of there.
Damn, man, you wildin'.
Yeah, they had like little square bites, you know what I'm saying? The little
Oh, okay.
squares. They wasn't like the nice average size slice of brownie cake, but it was like almost bite size. Had like 3 of them. Yeah,
Damn, son. I was
yeah,
gonna say it was like the three of the regular joints. I'm like, yo, you are wilding out, Victor.
yeah.
You are
I would,
wilding out.
yeah, I would. Yeah, I wouldn't overdo it. I wouldn't overdo it. You know what I'm saying? That because that edible high is a whole different kind of high. It's like the first time you ever get high off flour. Every time you eat that shit, every time. It's
But it's
like,
all over your body.
yeah, yeah. It shows all in your face.
Whew. Yeah, man. But yo, if you could go back in time and talk to little Vic, younger Vic, what kind of advice would you give him?
Mm. Man, Joe, what would I tell that little mom, man? I think I had answered this one time. Or somebody asked me this one time before. I said something about stay consistent, man.
Mm,
Stay stay persistent, stay consistent, and stay yourself. You know what I'm saying? You are the brand. You the man. You know what I'm saying? You the man. I keep encouraging. I just keep encouraging a little bit. Like you the man. You can. You know what I'm saying? You got it. You the best. You the best rapper too. You know what I'm saying? I tell them that right now. Like you the best rapper. Yeah, young. He probably trash. You the best rapper right now. You know what I'm saying?
mm.
You know what I'm saying? You one of the flyers. You know what I'm saying? You know, I uplift them. I just keep encouraging them and keep uplifting them.
Indeed. That's all you can do. That's what you
Yeah,
should do.
yeah.
Man, you've accomplished a lot, especially coming from the shy and a place that, you know, I would say I'm from the Midwest. Like I said before, I'm from the D. And when I moved here, I saw a lot of people actually getting on. And in Detroit, even though it's like Motown, that city was like definitely blackballed for a long time. I feel like it's just now getting light, but it was a lot of eye-opening things that I saw here with young artists. But you've accomplished so much now. Like, what do we have to look forward to from you coming up? What's coming up?
Mm. I mean, I just dropped today. I just dropped the album with my guys Verbal Kent, Sonny Jim.
Right.
We're a
Iron
group called
Wigs,
Iron
Iron
Wigs.
Wigs. Yes,
We're a
sir.
group called Iron Wigs. You know what I'm saying? And it's my get back. You know what I mean? I was a part of a group now defunct Chris Spencer, and and it's my get back. You know what I mean? I'm showing the world this what the love really looks like. You know what I'm saying? We put together this album like almost 2 years ago, and it's out on Mellow Music Group. And I'm here sitting around like I'm not on a top tier. I don't have an album on a top tier record label who I respect. I respect Mellow Music. Shout out to them. You know what I'm saying? They put out some hard hitters, and I feel like man, I feel like I'm working. I'm just gonna keep working because I've been showing that the work is always been gonna be the focal. But all of the people that I work with, they got that verified check by their names. You know what I mean? It just shows where my direction is going. I don't need that. I don't need that verification and all of that. It just shows me where I'm going. You know what I'm saying? That I'm able to build with all those guys. Verbal Kent, who's verified. Sonny Jim, who's verified. Mellow Music Group, who is verified. And then here's Vic Spencer. Bloop. You know what I'm saying?
Ha.
You know what I mean? So it's like, when you look at it like that, it's like, man, all you can do is just keep working, my purpose is always going to be said through my music, always going to be shown through my demeanor. And that's one thing I want to do is just keep working. And I got shitload of albums dropping. I dropped, this is my third project. If I feel like if I'm on all the songs, then it's my album. You know what I'm saying? So even though it's a trio group, you know what I mean? We all can treat it like it's our album. And this is my third effort of the year. You know what I'm saying? I dropped Psychological Cheat Sheet first quarter. I dropped No Shine Skimps on 420 for all the weed heads. And then now I got the Iron Wigs, you know what I mean? And I got Spencer for Hire 3 coming this year, you know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Um,
sir.
I'm working on an incredible album with A Villa, you know what I mean? It's like, I got a lot on my plate, but at the same time, you know what I mean? I'm just gonna keep working. You know what I mean? I got a
Mhm.
lot of stuff that everything that I'm recording right now ain't coming out to 2022. You know what I'm saying? Late 2021. Like what I'm recording in the studio right now, that it ain't coming out. Everything that I putting out this year was done a year or
Mm-hmm.
2 years ago. You know what I mean? Especially at A Village shit. That shit, we've been working on this shit for like 6 years. He'll tell you that. But
Damn.
we, you know what I mean? I just keep working. You know what I mean? Because I got different landmines all over the underground scene. I got different landmines. So I feel like, man, I'm making it work for Vic Spencer as opposed of what people should think. A lot of people think I should be further along. You know what I mean? But I work like I'm further along, so it almost feels the same. You feel me? As we talk about, drowning yourself in the music, it almost feels the same. You feel me?
Mhm.
No doubt, man. No doubt, man. Shit. Let everybody know where we can find you on the internet, man. You know what I'm saying? We'll drop your social medias, man, so everybody can get in tune with you.
Everything Vic Spencer, man. Twitter Vic Spencer. You know what I'm saying? I've been doing it for so long. I was able to capture, get the names for somebody else to do. It's the band Vic Spencer on Apple Music, Spotify, everything. YouTube, Vic Spencer. You know what I'm saying? Everything. Vic Spencer on Facebook. Also, yeah, Vic Spencer. You know what I mean? The King of Living. You feel me?
King of Living, no
Dope.
doubt, man. That being said, We gonna go ahead and get up out of here. We got a pretty full plate today, man. So man, we appreciate your time, man. Dropping hella gems on us, giving us a lot of insight, man. And we gonna slide, we gonna slide to the exit on this one, man. I'm your
Peace
friendly
to you guys,
neighborhood.
man.
Oh,
You
already,
already
you know
know.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No doubt. On behalf of BeatStars, I'm your friendly neighborhood podcast host, L Brown.
This is your man, Trox.
And this is your girl, Candy.
And shout
And I'm
out to
Vic
our
Spencer.
producer, John. And that's Vic Spencer. And all of us, all we do is make dope shit. And with that being said, we'll see you on the next episode where there'll be some more dope shit. Peace, blessings.
Peace.
You know what I'm saying? All that good stuff. Holla.